That's just like one of the best mechanics out there right now.
Yeah. They clearly value rush as a
Yes.
very, very powerful keyword.
That card draw is key for this game right now. And
what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Forbidden Mountain. We are here for another episode of the Battle of the Inks, and I have to my left or my right, depending on where you're watching from. I'm not really sure, right? Who knows? I have Trey cabled. How are you doing, sir? And welcome to the show.
I'm doing good. Just got off work, and I might actually have to go back to work after this.
Oh, fun. That's just what we want to be doing at your time of night. Well, so for the Discord, what am I talking about? For the viewer community and everyone watching in this series, we've been giving everybody a chance to, kind of go tell everyone, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm about. So here's the floor to you, sir. Who are you? And, what are you doing for the community? What have you enjoyed so far?
Yeah, so I'm Trey, or online I might also be known as Cabled. I tried doing a little content creation with Enlightened Lumineers, but just my free time, I'd rather be like trying to play the game instead of making edits and whatnot. What I do for the community every once in a while is update my TTS mod for the latest cards. I usually put that up within minutes or within an hour or so, and then for Pixelborn, I kind of just compile bug reports and then just make guides on how to set it up.
Okay, so you do run the TTS mod?
One of them, yes.
Oh, okay. So there's multiple. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. And then for me, we had this conversation in Discord, but like, you're just like the perfect rules person already. Like, I love it. Like every time I'm just like, all right, how does this weird, stupid interaction work? Cable don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with rules. Coming from Pokemon, there's so many rules going back from like 1990s or whatever. Same with Magic. And having to know all those very obscure rules can kind of help me with this. And then just playing with trading card games for 15 plus years, it's all kind of the same pretty much.
For all of eternity, yeah.
As long as you just read the card explains it. So
most of the time it does a really good job of telling you it, but we still got to ask, right? People are still going to ask. So it's nice to have the answers clear. And I think you must have like a little file on your, like on your folder on your desktop of like just snippets clipped of going, yep, here's the ruling.
Right? Nope. I have to, you need to do it. I should, but I manually go back to wherever it was said. I just like search it up on either Twitter or Discord.
Yeah.
And I have a pretty good memory of like what specific words they say. So I just search that word up and then find it and then show the source.
It does work very well. Well, we are here to celebrate the Battle of the Inks, of course, but most importantly, why your team Amethyst? So give us a little background on it. What drew you to Amethyst, and why are you representing Team Purple?
It's a good color, although blue is actually my favorite color, which Sapphire is a very close second for me. But with Amethyst, there's two key points for it. One is the natural card draw with Friends on the Other Side, Maleficent Sorcerer, and then you can kind of count Magic Mirror, but that has some stipulation. And then on top of that, I'm a control player at heart, and Amethyst just has the best control cards out there right now.
Yeah, I tend to agree. So let's just get right into it. We're going to talk about the character, right? Like your favorite character is the epitome of control, right? So yes. Elsa, Spirit of Winter, the card, we can take a moment, right? It's gorgeous, right?
I'm excited to see this foil art with the reflection in the icicles with the eyes.
It's gonna look gorgeous. Yeah. It's gonna cost you a pretty penny, but it's gonna look gorgeous. Yeah. So tell me, what do you love so much about Elsa?
First of all, the Floodborn / Shift. That's just like one of the best mechanics out there right now.
Yeah.
A little bit slightly behind songs, which we'll get to in a bit. And then the ability to actually exert something and then make it so they can't ready up is kind of crazy, because I believe it's Anna it doesn't exert the card,
Mhm.
but you can say like choose a card that says don't ready up, and this is just kind of like both cards put together, and
Right.
there's two options to it, or two choices for it.
Right.
It is a little expensive even if you do shift, and you kind of have to have an established board already, or you need to stop them for that turn to get your rush characters out like the next turn to take it
Yeah.
out. So it's pretty powerful, but you need them set up for it.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta, every time I look at this card, every time I talk about this card, it's just gotta be there because it's a lot of fun. I am really excited that this card looks as good as it does, and I'm really
Hmm.
hoping that it plays as good as I think it should.
Right.
Uh, because everything about it screams game-winning potential,
Yeah.
which I really, really love and enjoy as a control player myself. So, um, I'm very excited to play with this card. I haven't played a game with the card yet. I don't know if you have through
A
TTS or not, but
couple.
okay.
I steamrolled the first game. I think they just had a bad start, and then game two and three, I didn't have a good start. I did
Mhm.
I did push back their win a turn with this Elsa, so it's fun.
There you go. It counted. You got it in there.
Yes, exactly.
So let's talk about our favorite item, which is for you the White Rabbit's pocket watch.
Yes.
I'm on record very early on in my content creation life of being an avid enjoyer of pocket watch. But why are you why are you into the White Rabbit's pocket watch?
It brings you back from being behind. Sure, it takes away your tempo on turn three or other future turns if you could play like two characters at once. It puts you back a turn, but when you are behind, you need as many rush characters at once, and this gives you a rush character as long as they have that one floating ink. And with
Right.
control, you're gonna have a lot of floating ink at the end when you're playing, drawing your cards and inking until you get to the right ink amount for things.
Yeah, I think just to like add on a little bit here, like the concept of, you know, for one more cost, any character I want gains a keyword, and it's
Mm,
a powerful one. So it's constantly leaving your opponent on edge because they're like, can I afford to do this? Can he, like, what character is he going to have that's going to change the outcome of this game? I think that it leaves like a huge mark, and people are probably still even overlooking it. And on top of that, if you don't want to commit your uninkables to Rafiki and to Zeus, then you can commit them to any card that's inkable with
right.
White Rabbit's Pocket Watch. So I
And
think it'll have a role.
there is a reason why all characters that have the keyword rush on it are uninkable.
Yeah,
It's that powerful.
it's clearly what I love to think about of like out of the designer's view. It's like they clearly value Rush as a
Yes.
very, very powerful keyword, and it's very hard to find on an inkable card, uh, which I think is just Pocket Watch. I think everything else is uninkable.
I believe
Don't
so.
don't directly quote me on that, but I'm pretty confident. So it's like they clearly believe that that keyword is worth the ability of like not being inked. So it's got to tell you something.
Right.
All right, so let's get into our favorite action and our favorite song. You may choose the order in which you would like to speak of these cards.
I will start with Befuddle.
Okay.
Um, it's such a good tempo early card. Just if you don't want it to have actual characters early on your board, you can just play this Befuddle and it kind of like sets them back a little bit.
Hmm.
And then in addition to that, one of my cats is Merlin,
Mm.
and Merlin's just right there. And I also actually have a tattoo of
Oh, there you
Merlin's
go.
wizard hat, so it's kind of like a personal thing for me as well for this card.
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, the art on this is another one that like the foil for this is probably going to be out of
Yeah.
this world.
And
So
then it's just one cost and inkable, and you can remove a one or two cost too, so it's not just limited to the cost of itself.
right, and you can also use it for your own things in a pinch.
Yes.
So what
And
about
then
the greatest song ever? Right, like
yeah, friends on the other side. This is just it's Pot of Greed. Everyone knows Pot of Greed. It's been banned in Yu-Gi-Oh for years. Maybe it's been limited to one in a couple formats. I can't remember, but it's just been banned. They've made other pot of whatevers to counteract that with other stipulations to it. But pot of greed, either paying 3 ink or singing it with a character, it's just you need that card draw is key for this game right now, and this just fulfills it.
Yeah, and the everlasting ability of it's a song for all of eternity. Any 3-cost character in Amethyst that gets
Yep.
printed will have synergy with this. It already has one of the best characters in the game to get synergy with it, Maleficent. Man, it's so good, right? Like, how good does it feel on turn 4 when you're like, I'm going to exert my dude to draw 2 cards, and I still am going to have 4 resources.
Yeah, it's nice, and it helps the I always coin this as like the key thing you should do in every TCG is the do the unknown before the known.
Right.
So in your hand, you have one inkable card, but you have friends on the other side. Play that friends on the other side, so then there might be 2 more possible ink cards in your hand.
Right.
So you seeing you draw 2, now you have more knowledge. Yeah. You can ink the better choice.
Absolutely. Anytime where you can draw a card before you have to do anything else.
Yes.
Even like making decisions of challenging and literally anything in the turn, like give yourself as much information as possible before you move the turn forward.
Yep.
So,
not that I follow it 100%, but sometimes I'm just going through the motions and I'm like, wait,
yeah, like, oh, this Dr. Facilier, it's turn 4. Who cares? Throw it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair. That's fair. So, how about your favorite combination of cards? Right. Every ink has these packages or these interesting little intricates about them. For you have Elsa with the combination of White Rabbit's Pocket Watch, creating basically a 3-card combo with literally any other card that you play. So, what draws you to this particular combo?
So with control specifically, you're always down the lore count, and ideally you want to stabilize the board by 10 or 12 lore while you're at 0, or maybe you're at a couple just because you can quest early. What the Elsa and Pocket Watch lets you do is once you finally stabilize the board to, let's say you just have Elsa and they have nothing, every new thing that they put down, at least one, you can always exert it with Elsa and then rush in with whatever you provide the next turn or that turn when you're rushing in. So you can basically lock them out from ever getting more lore unless they have 2 characters that they can put down.
Or a way to, deal with the problem.
Yeah, like a ward, or get rid of Elsa with something, or get rid of the item with a break or anything like that.
So basically, if they're steel and they're like, yeah, I have smash or I have peace,
pretty much anything steel.
If anything steel, it's like, yeah, whatever. You ruined my plan. But if you're not steel, you're in trouble.
Exactly.
Gotta respect. So for Team Amethyst, I'm sure you played plenty of games with it. What's currently, your favorite pairing for ink pairings? Like, what are you throwing Amethyst with?
My favorite pairing right now is Amethyst Ruby, and you use friends on the other side as your ramp. Any card draw, that's just your ramp. It's just, I like to think of it as your 1 jump ahead, but you actually get to choose. It's just sometimes if you draw 2 uninkables, then that's the one downside to it. But
right.
I like to have the choices of what to ink. And then you have Aladdin Heroic Outlaw that can bring back some of that lore. Either just take it away from them in general or bring it to your side as well to catch up.
Yeah, I think my favorite until I play Rapunzel with it has definitely been so far Ruby. It just feels like the ultimate control leading up to, I would say, before last weekend when we got like 30 more cards and way more to explore.
Yeah.
Like way more to explore, but for a long time there I had a lot of fun with the Amethyst Ruby list, so I can totally respect that decision. Some of the cooler pairings, right, is that you get the card draw, and like since there are so many uninkables, you're just like, yeah, well, like I can kind of work my way through that. You got Cauldron today, so like Cauldron's another way to potentially work your way through like the uninkable situation,
Yes.
which is a lot of fun because the powerhouse of these 2 cards, giving all of that end game from Ruby, like all that strength and that draw facilitating, is pretty fun. Gotta represent. So at this point, right, we've talked a lot about why you have your favorites and what your favorite things are and why you enjoy it. But let's get to the point, right? We're here, we're in the Battle of the Inks, and it's going to be your turn. I'm going to give you the floor. We're going to go in the solo, and you're going to try and convince people why they should join Team Amethyst. Are you ready? Are you up for it?
I'll try my best.
All right. Good luck, man.
Amethyst, I mean, what can go wrong? You have a great color, which is purple. You have the card draw for friends on the other side. You have the late game control, or you can even grow an aggro aspect with the Maleficent biding her time. There's a lot of great rush cards in there, and one of the best movies from Disney, Frozen, is just plastered all over it. And that's pretty much it. That's all I can really say on it.
what I love so much is that without either of you collaborating probably whatsoever so far, both of you ended on if you like Frozen, and that's just great.
Perfect. That's why it's the best color.
It is, man. If you're Team Frozen, then you got to be Team Amethyst. It's not even a choice. Yes. So I love it. I do enjoy it. It really does feel like a great ink to just kind of do a lot of different things like efficiently. I mean, the Friends on the Other Side is so powerful. It's so game changing when you're able to play this card for free that like people they're not even like truly respecting the impact it has. You know, you're like,
right.
Like I think that there's these intricate plays that will only continue to grow as we get more cards and more, more understanding of like how this is going to look as a full scope. And I think that's what I'm most excited about, honestly. So we are about like 165 cards left. There is some stuff left. What do you think is like left that you would love to see your ink get? Whether it be a specific item, whether it be a specific character, like, is there something that you would like to for Amethyst to go home with? Like, what are you hoping for in the last 30 or 40 cards?
I do want another song, because there's Friends and then there's Reflection. I believe there are only two.
Yeah.
And Reflection honestly kind of seems like a bad card. Don't knock it just because it's a song, but then I don't know.
Yeah.
I do want another song, like a high costed song. It seems like every other ink has one of those.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's some kind of exert something and don't ready up. Maybe it is just Elsa's ability onto a song that's
just a deep
5 cost or something like that. Yeah, exactly.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I think it's cool.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is definitely going to come in the songs. I think for me, the Cauldron today was a huge reveal because I really like Cauldron a bunch. I think it's gonna like to me, it's any game where you can play Cauldron on 2, you're gonna be so far ahead. Like the card selection from that point forward, helping you find your friends, helping you find your Maleficents, helping you just fill out the rest of the curve from turn 2 on is so powerful. But yeah, getting something to benefit more from the whole I'm gonna tap you down and keep you out of the game, like that would be really cool. I agree.
Yeah.
So, of course, I am so glad that you joined me today. I had a lot of fun. And just a reminder for everybody, where can they find you on socials? Where are you most active? And what are your plans?
Yep.
You coming to Gen Con?
Yes, I will. I will be at Gen Con. It will be my first one.
That's
my
awesome.
wife will also be there, which will be
sweet.
A blast. She's not gonna be into Lorcana, but she said she will wake up somewhat early to stand in line with me. So
there you go.
If I can get double product, that's great. Because with the allocation right now,
who knows?
I think I'm gonna need it.
yeah. I respect. I already told my friends in the B&B. I'm like, hey, we're all getting up early, and you're gonna buy product for me. I need it.
Yeah, she said is like, as long as it's on your credit card, that's fine.
Yeah, of course. That's fair. Well, of course.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you can find me at Cabled pretty much on all social medias. I'm mostly on Discord, pretty much any Lorcana Discord, I'm in it.
Literally.
Twitter, I'm pretty active on it. I might not reply to anything that often, but I see it. I like it. I
I
move
like
on.
it. I like it. That's great. Yeah, for me, Cable does, he makes my job easier some days where he's just like, hey, here's a new card in your Discord. I'm like, oh, that's so helpful. I was like, I don't have to just always be on there and know when they're coming and tracking it. Like Cable makes, he really does make my life easy some days. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. So seriously, thank you everything. You've joined my community, which is really nice. You're really active in there. And I'm very fortunate that, I've been growing my community for a couple years now through other games, but I love getting people like you in a community that are committed, that are, they want to be involved and they want to be helpful to those that are new. And, and we've had conversations offline about how many new players are in the game and how it, it can be difficult trying to get people to understand certain things, but we're all working together as a team. And it's really
Yes.
fun to like have someone this low to the ground already with the approach of the game coming out. So thank you for all that you do for the community, man. Seriously.
Of course. Thank you.
All right. So, of course, if you've been hanging out with us, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and do not be afraid to check out our guest. I know he said he doesn't do content anymore, but you never know. You never know. He might come back to it, right? Definitely follow him on
Maybe.
Twitter. Definitely check him out in all the Discords. If you're not into Pixelborn, he'll get you there. He'll figure it out for you almost. But seriously, everyone, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. See you.
See ya.